Fortnite is absolutely cooking with Blitz Royale right now. It feels like right now Blitz Royale is in one of the best states that it's ever been since it came out a few months ago. I'm really happy to see that Epic Games eventually did make it permanent. I thought that it should be a permanent mode, to be honest. And what makes me even more excited is that it's not just hanging on or staying around as one of the metaverse modes that gets abandoned, it's actually thriving. The mode consistently pulls 70 to 80,000 players every single day, and right now as I'm recording this, it's actually sitting over 100,000 players, you know, rivaling regular BR and zero build as well, and it's all thanks to this new limited time experience that we're getting in the game. Especially compared to how short-lived some other experimental or I guess metaverse modes have been in Fortnite's past, it's really good to see this one doing well because this is one of the ones that is really good, kind of breaks the mold of what Fortnite Battle Royale is, and I'm really excited about it. It feels like Epic Games knows that they're onto something here, and this consistent support that they've been giving Blitz lately has really cemented that. So over the past few weeks, you guys, Blitz has gotten some real attention. From Avatar stuff to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles earlier on, the mode has consistently gotten something new every single week, which I absolutely love. It's been cool to watch Blitz become kind of like a canvas, I guess, or kind of a sandbox for crossover items and, you know, medallions and really overpowered stuff in Fortnite, like weapons and things like that feel impactful, but not like overwhelming. And that's really hard to balance in my opinion. And I think they're doing it pretty well. It can get overwhelming a little bit with the medallions and the movement and things like that, but I think Epic Games has been doing a pretty good job of it. I've said this before, but Blitz feels like a really fun first mode. It's really not to be taken too seriously. It's just kind of jump in for 5 minutes real quick, just get a taste of Fortnite. And these weekly updates are a big reason why. Every time something gets added, it shifts how people play in a good way. That kind of rhythm where Epic makes the mode feel alive and evolving is something we haven't really seen outside of core BR in a long time. It deserves a lot of credit. But what is going on exactly right now? Right now is one of the best weekly events that we've had in Fortnite in a very long time. Blitz is going wild, first of all, with kind of this chapter 4 takeover. So we got the Citadel a couple weeks ago, but now we have Anvil Park, which is like a smaller version or a different name for Anvil Square. We also have Mega City. So overall right now, the map in Blitz feels taken over completely by chapter 4, which I love because I thought chapter 4, I thought the POIs were pretty good themselves. I didn't like the layout of the map in particular, but I do like these POIs that they did add. And it seems like hopefully maybe more will be coming later on down the line. I don't know for sure, but I would love that. But alongside that, we've got a brand new medallion, the Saitama medallion from the One Punch Man collab. You can only get it right now by capturing the point at Anvil Park. I've seen a lot of people confused about that. That is the only way to get it. So you're not going to jump out of the battle bus with it. Not everybody is going to have it. Personally, I really like that. You know, it makes the medallion feel earned. It was kind of confusing because I wasn't sure exactly how to get it at first, but instead of just something you kind of stumble across, everyone is going for it. It makes matches way more chaotic in a very fun way. And that's kind of the whole point of, you know, Blitz Royale. It's kind of supposed to be chaos, but fun at the same time. Now, what's even cooler though, but it can also be kind of frustrating, is that if someone grabs it, so grabs the Saitama medallion, there's only one every single match, and then dies, nobody else can take it. You know, it just vanishes along with them. That's always been how medallions work, but it feels more intense because there's only one of these medallions, if you know what I mean. So there's a lot of heat on, you know, Anvil Park right now where it is. There's kind of a way that you can capture the point easily. There's like this house over to the side that you can kind of just sit in. That's what I've been doing to try to get it, but it's very frustrating when someone picks it up before me and then you can't get it, and then it's like, dang, now I can't use that yet. But out of nowhere, you guys, and you may have noticed this was a little bit earlier, a few days ago, Fortnite added a countdown timer to Blitz in the lobby earlier this week. And naturally, a lot of people started wondering what exactly was going on. Even, you know, leakers and people on Twitter who know stuff like this normally like on top of it before it even comes out didn't really know exactly what was going on. Now, we weren't expecting an actual event or anything, not like a live event outside of the Saitama stuff. So the mystery was fun to watch unfold, but it turns out, according to Fortnite themselves, that it's for a weekend only event where every single player will start the match with the Saitama medallion, which is really cool. They added the timer and then didn't tell us until, you know, they responded to somebody on Twitter about it. I've already seen crazy clips on Twitter of people using this, and giving everyone access to it for the weekend is going to be absolute madness in the best way possible. And I think, you guys, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the only time where we've had a medallion or an ability that actually affects pickaxes, like in this way with damage or something like that. Because I know we've had stuff like the gold rush that would make you harvest stuff faster, but in this way, I think this is the only thing that has affected pickaxe damage. I know there was a glitch with like the magic wand or something like that where it did 20 damage, but that was a long time ago. Like that may be something you guys guys don't even know about. But the medallion specifically has blown up. People are sharing, you know, wild highlights of it all over Twitter, like I said, and talking about how much fun they're having in Blitz. And honestly, I feel like this is one of the closest modes that we have to like regular Fortnite, or to like old Fortnite, to OG Fortnite. You know what I mean? In the way of like how it feels, you know, how everybody's excited, everybody's going after one thing, everybody's landing at one place. This is the kind of thing that Blitz needs more of, you know, wacky kind of broken mechanics that are fun because they're temporary. You know what I mean? I'd love to see Fortnite lean into this with medallion only tournaments, or tournaments inside of Blitz with all this crazy stuff, or even like experimental, like I guess modifiers or stuff that are tied to collabs, similarly to how we see, you know, icon skin tournaments ran. You know what I mean? Blitz is the perfect playground or sandbox, like I said, for stuff like that. I really hope that Epic Games watches how this performs and how much people are loving it, and they do lean a little bit more into kind of making wacky, overpowered stuff for Blitz, because if they're not going to do it in BR, then they definitely need to do it somewhere else, because it's clear that people absolutely love it. But here's something interesting, and I want to add on here. Are medallions now Blitz exclusive? We haven't seen medallions in regular BR, obviously, because they got removed from this season, which was a very controversial decision. To be honest, the game feels pretty much the same, really not much of a difference, but they've been fully removed from that mode. I think that this could honestly mean that Fortnite is shifting medallions to be in Blitz only, at least for now. And I honestly don't hate that. You know what I mean? It brings something specific and unique to Blitz Royale. I know a lot of people have said that Blitz is just kind of like reload, but with it's permanently no build and you don't respawn. I kind of feel that, you know what I mean? It's kind of fast paced like reload, way faster paced than reload, but it's sort of the same thing. So these power items feel more balanced in Blitz because it's more fast paced and more chaotic than in core BR and reload, where they can drag a match out or feel unfun. If they were in, you know, BR like people were complaining about, and reload and things like that, it would make it feel kind of bland. You know, it would get boring because the only person that can do anything with them is the person who has them. And I do understand people who say that, but obviously I wish they didn't remove them. Now, I definitely don't think we've seen the last of medallions in general, but it's pretty clear Fortnite is kind of experimenting with how they deliver them, and Blitz might just be their new home, in my opinion. I think that would make a lot of sense. You know, Blitz Royale, even when you load up into a new game, it shows all of these medallions and things in the four corners of it. So I think that Fortnite may just be like kind of taking medallions and putting them as a Blitz exclusive sort of thing, which I guess I'm not mad about, but it will suck to see medallions go from regular BR. Now, one thing I'm really looking forward to, you guys, is this week is awesome, by the way. So this week, I'm not trying to downplay that or anything. The Chapter 4 takeover is awesome, but one thing I'm really looking forward to is the Player's Choice Week that is coming up next on September 2nd. Now, I don't know exactly how it'll work, but there's speculation maybe we'll get to vote on loot pool items, new medallions, or even, hopefully, this would be really cool, changes to the map or POIs or something like that, or maybe a new map or something like that would be pretty cool. I really like that level of interactivity, like especially when they did the Ninja Blitz Boss week. And by the way, I think they are going to have more Blitz Bosses weeks with other characters. That's a really, really big opportunity. I think that would be really awesome, but I love how they're kind of tapping into letting us affect the game. And if that's also going to be Blitz exclusive, I think it'll bring a lot of like novelty to the Blitz mode and make it really, really unique. So if Fortnite keeps doing stuff like this and continues to treat Blitz like a true core mode, this might be the most fun part of Fortnite for quite a while. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments about Blitz in general, as well as how you feel about the Saitama medallion and the whole collab in general. Let me know. Drop a like on today's video. You watched all the way to the end. You must have enjoyed, so drop a like. Subscribe to the channel. I make videos like these every single day. Use code PROZEROYT, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.